Hey everyone, Mr. Huff. I have a project today that is multimedia. It's got more than one media. The media is paper and yarn. So we're using heavy paper, we're using yarn. You'll need a pair of scissors and something to write with. I used a marker. I followed along with a step-by-step tutorial that showed me how to draw a llama by Art Hub for Kids. But you could draw any kind of character that you want to put a weaving over. So gather your supplies, do your drawing on the cardboard, and check out how I did mine. So I just check out how to draw a llama, and I look for videos, and this is the one that I did. It's Art Hub for Kids. So I followed along with it, and you can do the same thing. So now I'm going to take my scissors and cut out the llama. I left her back smooth. And then we're going to cut this out carefully. A wavy line. And I'm using kind of dull scissors, so if you have some better scissors for cutting paper, the better scissors will help you out. But don't use scissors that are not made for paper. If somebody's saving a pair of scissors to only use with material, don't use those for paper. All right, so here's our llama, and we've got the yarn wrapped around our llama, and then we just cross it over. We bring it under, and then we snug it up a little bit. Then you can put your finger on it, or that finger, and then we're going to wrap the blue end so it's in front of the yellow, and then take that tail down. We're just making a knot. There we go. So now I'm going to move this knot around to the back. And I'm going to wind this around, just around the center of her belly. Scoot them over and make it so I can get a lot of these. So I can get a lot of this yarn wrapped around. Okay, that's pretty good, I think. Now, so I just wrapped this around until I ran out of room. See, it's starting to overlap down here. So I'm gonna end there. I'm gonna flip it over, and I'm gonna tie the end to the beginning in much the same way. But I'm going to slide this underneath and see if that makes it easier to do. There we go. Slide that under. And now I'm just tying the two loose ends together. Okay, and we'll flip it back over, and we'll get started on the next part, which is weaving. I want these to be scooted around so that they're not overlapping. There we go. All right, so I don't have a craft needle, but I do have a cable tie. So I'm going to try to make this cable tie be my needle. So I'm going to tie a loop in it, put the cable tie through it. Now I'll tie it again. Just make a loop and pull the tail through the loop. Now let's see if I can do this any better using this cable tie. I mean, you might be able to do it just without using any tools, but for me it's a little bit easier to use that tool. And then pull it through. Now some of these got overlapped a little bit. We got to straighten them up. And slide it up. And then we're going to go back. Under, over, under, over. And if you kind of twirl this, pulling it through, it might not make such a mess. So this is the part that I want to let you know about though. When you're pulling your yarn back through at the other end, scoot it up first, and then hold your finger on the last few fibers, and then pull it, so that it doesn't really misshape this, so it stays kind of like a rectangle. Now then you can go back, and your last step was on top, so you go under every other one. And then back this way. Scoot it up. Hold your finger down here. and pull it over. Because otherwise it's going to get kind of scrunched if you don't do that. I'm going to keep going here. We'll do one more row. I'm going to put something under there to help me get these threads separated. And pulled tight and wrap it around the back of the other string and pull it through. So around and through. Now you can trim these off. However, I wouldn't trim them all the way up at the knot because the shorter that little end is of the string, the more likely it is to come unraveled. So there you have your llama and a weaving. So once you've gathered your supplies, you can find a tutorial on how to draw an animal like a llama, or you could draw a different character if you want to. You could make it your own creation. And I used the Art Hub for Kids that had how to draw a llama. So I just followed along and drew the llama from their tutorial.